tell a lot about how civilized a society is by entering its prisons.
Russian prisons, shrouded in dark mystery, a beloved topic for the merchants of doom. But lately, the gaze of the international media and rights activists has been glued to one penal colony, holding Alexei Nawalny.
One of the toughest penal colonies.
It's a place that's very isolated, very strict information flows.
It's a demoralizing and very difficult place to spend a lot of time.
This particular penal colony in the Vladimir region is one of Russia's most notorious.
Two of our colleagues set off to check up on these alarming reports of abuse. Not as journalists, though, but as members of Russia's human rights watchdog. Our crew strung along. Nawalny called this a concentration camp. Here's what we were shown. The facility has a library, a medical unit, 3 floors of conjugal visit rooms. The daily routine is hardly spa-like, of course. The administration has the facility in an iron grip.
This is not a resort. It's a correctional facility. And of course, things you're allowed to do on the outside aren't allowed in here. It feels like Groundhog Day. Get up, do your exercises, make the bed, tidy up, breakfast, morning inspection, then lunch, get some free time, evening inspection and more tidying up. Dinner, lectures, lights out.
Now, we couldn't independently verify these exact claims, but what we were shown corroborated the account. So this is what a typical barrack here looks like. But apart from, well, expected bunk beds, there's also a table for ping pong. The administration has assured us it hasn't been brought here just for show. Well, being able to play table tennis in a penitentiary is great and all that, but Alexei Nawalny hasn't been complaining about the lack of exercise. He's accused the administration of denying him medical care. Privately, though, inmates from the same unit as Nawalny say that they heard a very different account from him.
As far as I can tell, he's regularly taken to the medical unit. On top of that, a doctor from a regional institution has seen him. He said he was taken for an MRI, but said that he'd not yet received any diagnosis.
I personally examined him and his condition was satisfactory. He did all the tests, gave blood and urine samples, had a full examination. On the 24th of March, he was taken for examination at the regional hospital in the city of Vladimir. A neurologist prescribed treatment for him, which he has refused and is still refusing to this day.
Maria Butina, an expert for Russia's Commissioner for Human Rights, has seen the inside of an American prison, so she can put the conditions here in context. She visited Nawalny, and here's how it went.
Как вы себя чувствуете?
Давайте я попробую все-таки встать, пусть ваши коллеги подвинутся.
Хорошо.
Мне неудобно с вами лежа разговаривать.
Если вы не убираете это помещение, они убирают его за вас. Я сидела в тюрьме, я знаю, что эта нагрузка ложится на других людей.
Вы очень много лжете.
Дайте мне закончить.
Я вам не дам закончить. Если вы посмотрите, вы можете полежать на полу, и ваше пальто ни капли не запачкается. Все, что вы делаете, вы устраиваете.
Убирают за вас, вы понимаете, да? Это? То есть вы же, нет, вы же не убираетесь. Значит, за вас убирают ваши.
Вы с чего это взяли сейчас? Владимирская область фактически славится своими пыточными исправительными учреждениями.
Это вот это пыточное исправительное учреждение?
Безусловно.
Вот это пытка.
Безусловно, это пыточное.
Вы сейчас в своем уме? А вы по российским регионам путешествовали? Это лучше, чем гостиница в стиле Косиха Алтайского края. Да что вы там выросло? Ко мне обращаются люди, которым нужна помощь.
И никогда не поможете. Вы просто всех обкрадываете.
На сегодняшний день я помогла семье. Эти люди вернулись. Почему не смешите? Вы не слышали про ситуацию Богдана Осиповой, которую мы только что вытащили из тюрьмы, да?
Богданов и Осипов. Я знаю, что вы приходите
Богдан Осипов — это женщина, которую спасали из американской тюрьмы.
Какие здесь прекрасные, восхитительные условия.
Но это же не пыточная колония, но вы же прекрасно понимаете.
I am sincerely here of my own free will, as I've received requests from Russia's civic chamber. And I said to him, Alexei, you yourself complain that something is wrong with you here. Well, here I am. If you compare this place to an American prison, for example, in terms of the number of people staying in one of those dorms, then whereas here you see about 50 people together, over there it's 3 to 4 times more overcrowded. And here you can see that everyone has space, there's a shared kitchen, there are special rooms for long family visits, which do not exist at all in America, which there are no such visits. He looks down on everyone, you know? As someone who's been to prison, I would advise him not to behave in this way. The administration will protect him as best they can, but he's living with other prisoners. If one of them ends up being punished for his behavior, say his uncleanliness, he will be the one to blame.
Navalny's behavior has been mirrored and amplified by his followers, as other members of Russia's rights watchdog showed us threats they got since the Kremlin critic was incarcerated. Yet medical care is just the tip of Navalny's iceberg of complaints. Sleep deprivation, another charge against the colony's administration. Guards waking him up 8 times a night, beaming a flashlight in his face, talking loudly in his ear during nighttime roll call. But according to an inmate sharing the block with Navalny, he must be a featherweight of a sleeper. No one else is bothered by the rounds.
My bed is practically next to his. During the night, I don't wake up from their rounds. That's never happened to me. If I'm not mistaken, he wears earplugs when he sleeps. It doesn't bother me, even without earplugs.
To hear it from someone in Navalny's shoes, we talked to an inmate from a different colony, subjected to the very same rules, who endures the same procedure as Navalny every night.
Starting from 10 p.m., they do their rounds every 2 hours. On the first day, I kept waking up, but now it's all good.
So no one sticks a torch in your face or anything like that?
No, not really.
It is unlikely one public visit will put to rest claims about Navalny's treatment from his backers home and abroad. But Russian authorities hope that a more transparent strategy, opening prison doors as opposed to bolting them shut, will allow a different, more credible picture to emerge of his confinement. Igor Zhdanov, RT.